We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She is a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney. And Doug, this is it. This is the last show for 2021, coming out right before the new year. So I think, first of all, we got to, everyone who's listening, if you're listening before the new year, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Here's to 2022.
2022. Hopefully not like that, 2022.
As well.
That could be bad. A bad sequel I do not want.
2021, the year of so much promise and yet so much of the same.
Yeah, so here we go. But it's been a good year.
It's been a year.
It's been a year for sure. And we love this show. I love this show, especially it kind of look back and have those moments where we, things we've done at the parks or watched or shows we've done. It's good to always look back at the previous year and think what happened and kind of reminisce a little bit. And so we do this every year if this is your first time. And so, yeah, Doug, we have a lot of things to cover today in our 2021 review.
A lot to cover. All right.
Well, the first thing, though, Doug,
yes,
is we have 92 patrons. Now, in the previous year reviews, we went by and named every patron. Like, hey, we have 12 patrons. Let's name them all. And then next year, it's 30. We've gotten so many now, it's hard to name all 92.
But we love you all just
every single one of you. Most of all, I love that you guys are sharing, wearing our gear, tagging us on social media. Every single one of you who hashtag Trumpet Squid, you have no idea how much joy you bring to my life when you do that.
Right. And, on my last trip, I didn't get to see the Trumpet Squid because
bummer.
Got row 4.
No
bueno. So no Trumpet Squid on my last trip. So I'm glad other people tweet it for me.
I'm glad they do too. In fact, it's gotten to a point where I think we almost have a patron in the parks every day of the year. And it's just phenomenal to see people going live, doing all the things. And even our listeners, not just patrons, just people who we see in the parks. I think now, Doug, it's been pretty awesome this last year. Every time you and I are in the parks, whether it be with us or the families, someone has always stopped by almost every day and said, hey, Derek or Doug, Rope Drop Radio, we love you guys. Let's take a picture with you guys. Or, screaming at us from across Galaxy's Edge. And
why not?
Yeah, I know. It's so really been humbling this last year as the show has grown. We just want to say thank you.
Yeah, everybody wants that awkward character photo with me. So
yeah.
I'm awkward no matter what.
Yes, I love it. Tag us in more things when you see Doug in the parks, but thank you. Also, thank you to all the Apple podcast reviews we've gotten over the last year, all the reviews that we've gotten. But here's the thing. We need more if we're going to do, say your name awkwardly and all the things. Because we're at the end of the year, we have none left, Doug.
Well, that's because I like reading them so much. I just kept reading them.
That's true. And so this is it. We've hit the end. We need more. So if you're listening to this, please take a moment, leave a review so we can start the new year fresh with a whole list of reviews that we can say week by week.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, it was a good year. Shall we recap our trips from last year, Derek?
Yeah, I actually look at this last year, my wife and I were talking, as the year of deluxe. Doug, I went from, when we started this show, I was a very moderate guy. And sometimes I dip into the value. And this last year, I went all in on deluxe. I'm talking Riviera. I'm talking Beach Club. I'm talking Kidani Village. I'm talking Yacht Club. I don't know, Doug. I'm starting to get a little taste for the good life, and I don't know if I can go back anytime soon.
It's hard to go back.
It is.
I mean, even art animation is like a value plus, right?
Yeah.
But it's still got the value towels, the value toilet paper, the value mattresses at not value price, right? Or the deluxe. Oh,
yeah.
Now you're talking.
I know it was so great being able to take a kind of a step back, relaxing a little bit. We did a trip in March for our
Yep,
last
spring
spring
break.
break. Kidani, having the giraffes, which we see in every commercial, overlooking our room. That was phenomenal. My wife and I did kind of a second honeymoon for the Riviera. It was really great. And then you and I, Doug, the beach club,
Hmm.
that is the perfect Derek and Doug resort.
Don't forget our time at All
We
Stars.
did have one day. You're right. After
Yeah,
all the deluxe, we did have one day at the All Stars because why not? We gotta, to make it an official show, we gotta have
yeah,
some time.
yeah.
And then, yeah, the yacht club. My kids freaking love the pool and have no desire to stay anywhere else except for yacht or beach club.
That is very deluxe.
Yep.
I was like 50-50 throughout the year on the level because I did a spring break trip where we did Caribbean Beach with friends, some family friends. That was fantastic, showing people the parks for the first time. That's really fun when you've done it so many times. You kind of like you mentioned in my trip report. You went on Winnie the Pooh. How many times have you been on that? Why did you do that? It's fun to show somebody the first time. Went on a birthday trip, stayed in the tower at Coronado, which felt very deluxe, even
That's
though
a
it's moderate.
deluxe. Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Not quite deluxe prices though. And then we had a rope drop trip, and then we did go to DC in there, which was different. And then Royal Caribbean sent Michelle on a cruise, and I was lucky enough to be her plus one. And then we did a Disney Dream cruise for her birthday, another 3-night cruise. And then I went on the 50th, and we stayed at where did we stay there? We stayed at the club level
Was
at
it
the
contemporary?
Contemporary.
Yep, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
like it hadn't opened. They hadn't even plugged in the TV right yet. That was an interesting one. And then we were supposed to go on a Virgin cruise, but they have weird passport rules, and so our passport expired in 5 months, so we were not able to go. So we just went
Just
to.
got my passport back like 2 days ago.
That's good.
I know.
How long did that take?
Oh, way longer than I thought.
Awesome. So we just went to the parks and used Genie because it had just came out, and that was a interesting time. We stayed at French Quarter because it had just stayed out. So moderate
Yeah.
there. And then Thanksgiving we did a Disney cruise with the kids, which was absolutely reminded us every bit as to why we do Disney cruises. The kids just, yeah. And then our pre-Christmas cruise, which last week we talked, or not cruise, pre-Christmas trip. So, which was a nice little getaway amidst the holiday season.
Next year, I'm definitely going to have at least one cruise in the recap.
Oh,
That's
the
weird.
cruises
That's
were
weird. Not we
fantastic.
said that. I'm like, man, no DCL for me this last year.
It's it was yes, there's protocol, but it's still a cruise. It's still amazing. We did Royal, we did Disney, both great. Had a great time.
It was great. Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun doing trips with just you, just
Hmm.
my wife, the family a couple times. Really, overall, it was a wonderful year when it comes to trips to Walt Disney World.
Yeah. We'll talk more about our trip together in our next little segment
There we
here.
go. So
Let's
let's talk about
segue.
my favorite thing when we do every year, and a lot of our listeners love, is when we share the top 5 shows from the previous year. For 2 years in a row, has had a rope drop in 2020, Doug. So I'm glad we have a different set of things to talk about this time. Do you want to go in reverse, 5 to 1?
You decide.
Okay, we're going to start with number 5. The 5 most downloaded, listened to show with thousands of downloads was Rope Drop Radio 272, ranking the Disney resorts, Doug.
Yeah, and you just kind of ranked each favorites in each
Yeah.
level, right? It
So
wasn't
people,
like 1 through 30 or whatever. It was
my favorite is people had a field day ranking them as well with
they
us.
they
We
we
were
were
wrong on a lot of them,
wrong
I'm
according
realizing.
to
Yep.
everyone. We were wrong. Absolutely wrong.
All right, number 4 was Rope Drop Radio 282, Doug's 50th trip report, which I would have thought would be number 1, Doug, but not enough. But
No,
yeah, a lot of people. You were
I
there
was
on the day, VIP
on the
tour and
day
everything.
with Michelle and Alex, and We had ups, we had downs. It
You did
was
not
good.
have me.
We did not have Derek.
Oh,
Had a VIP tour. Thanks to Alex, and it was great. We had a good time. The 50th, we then learned that when you went, they celebrated Disney Plus Day more than they celebrated Disney's own anniversary.
I
But
got
hey,
gear.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But yeah. So
All right. Number 3 was Rope Drop Radio 265, our Rope Drop Radio trip report, Doug.
oh,
That
I
was
mean,
fun.
we, it's one of those where in hindsight we're always like, I wish we would have recorded more while we were there.
Every time we say that,
Like,
and we always have all these ideas going in and coming out.
yeah. So it was a great trip with us, and then Alex Sinek and Wes, the DCL dude, was also with us the whole time, and we saw Kent a couple times, I think. So it was a good fun trip.
My liver still hurts a little bit.
Right?
Yep.
It was there was some alcohol.
Ryan Alexander was
consumed.
there, one of our Patreons.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did a monorail bar crawl and hung out with him on that. I think you still annoy people with that back scratcher to this day.
Yep.
And then I had a leprechaun. I think everybody enjoyed that. We also, where else did we go? The Abracadabra bar.
That's a
Got
great
there.
bar. One of my favorites.
The
California
Nomad.
Grill.
Yes, Nomad Lounge.
Yep.
That's phenomenal. That was.
I'm realizing more and more when we just go together, like we don't drink that much, but when we go, we end up drinking. I have no idea why.
I drink like 3 times a year, and they're all at Disney. So, and not with my kids, despite what one reviewer thought.
Yep.
Yeah. But it was neat to do that sort of stuff, a whole different side. Just hang out with those guys and bond. Good times. It was definitely good.
All right, number 2, Rope Drop Radio 281, our favorite meals at Walt Disney World. This one surprised me, Doug, looking back at the numbers.
Did it?
People like food, I guess.
They do. And that was the first one on here really with a guest. Now the 50th trip report, Michelle was on with us, right? And then this one, John Self.
Yep.
Touring plans and some other blog sites he writes for and writes about food all the time. And it was a good, fun episode. We talked about Disney World, Universal, all the things.
Made me hungry, that's for sure. All right, Doug, the number 1 most downloaded episode for this last year was Rope Drop Radio 276, no surprise, Disney Genie and the Future of FastPass.
Yeah,
by far and away, like not even close.
This is when it was all still like halfway speculation, right? We didn't really know all the facts yet. They
People are
hadn't
still
told us when it was
downloading
going to
this and
start.
listening. Please stop because we
Right?
get like 5 downloads a day at least on it.
Half of it has to be wrong,
Yep.
right? Because this was a little speculation. We had a guest, Mr. Lynn Testa from Touring Plans and the Unofficial Guide. And so the show dropped at just the perfect time. There was all the anticipation of what's to come. Lynn's the guy that would have what you think is the answers. And there you go. That was it. That's
right.
number 1.
And we can't say our top 5 without our lowest because I have to look that up. I'm a numbers guy. And our worst show for this last year, besides some bonus episodes, of course, was Rope Drop Radio 260. Disneyland has reopened.
Poor Disneyland.
I know. No one likes Disneyland. I laughed when I saw that. I literally cracked up.
Like, we get suggestions on things to do, or like we'll have guests that they go to both coasts, right?
Yep.
Or they spend a lot of time at Universal as well. And like, oh, let's talk. We can do more Disneyland, or we can do more Universal. And we're like, no. We maybe in the Patreon show. Like, nobody cares at least with our listeners, right? Disneyland has its own set of podcasts, and people that want Disneyland podcasts go and listen to those. Our Disney Cruise Line shows do just fine, right?
Yeah,
they fall
they do.
right in line.
Yep.
I think if we did too much of it, it wouldn't, but it's Disneyland. And we had a guest. He was a great guest, promoted it a lot.
Yep.
But Disneyland.
Oh, Disneyland.
Oh, Disneyland.
Hopefully
Yeah.
get back there this year, too, this
You
coming year.
know, I think Michelle's looking at some dates for us to try to get there because Avengers Campus is open.
It
And
is. Need to
I
get there.
gotta go sling some webs.
As soon as Super Nintendo World opens, I'll hit up Universal and then hit up Disneyland.
And because that will have the title trip report in it, it shouldn't be last.
That's true.
It will be in the middle.
Yep. So here we go. Moving on to things that 2021 has brought us when it comes to Disney parks. For attractions, that was Ratatouille.
Yeah. And is that the beginning and the end of the list, Eric?
Of attractions?
Yeah.
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 Did it bring us Tron? No. Did we thought it would bring Tron? Yeah. You took a picture of Tron this week and it cracked me up because I'm like, has it really done much more in the last 6 months?
Yeah, somebody commented like, are you just reposting the same picture? They actually have done a lot. You can see where the train track's going to go now. You can actually tell where the Walt Disney Railway
But they have like
go.
3 people working on it. If they put a whole army on there, it'd be done by now.
Yesterday there was a small army working.
Okay.
But all on the railway section. They're not working on Tron. They're working on getting the railroad.
How long has the railroad been down at this point?
3
4
years.
Yeah.
I mean, there's children that are going to be too old to care about a railroad by the time it's open.
Yeah.
That have never ridden it.
Exactly.
Like we can't even blame COVID for this.
No.
This is just Disney being Disney. We didn't get Guardians.
Nope. That will come early next year.
So there's the attractions. I mean, nothing else really in
Definitely
the pipeline.
Not an e-ticket attraction.
We got a lot of stuff redone at Jungle Cruise, and I do like it. The funniest little gag that they added is there's a monkey with a camera, and it says cruise photos. And that reminds me of Wes, DCL dude, and then Joe from Back to the Mouse, because they give me a hard time about buying the cruise photo package every time, because evidently they don't like their families enough to buy the memories.
You gotta spend the money.
Right? You're already on a Disney cruise. What's another little chunk of money?
But it's to get a picture.
It's funny seeing that monkey with the camera because it reminds me of Shutters. Anywho, that's a personal thing right there. So that's what we got. We got refurbished.
We got one ride and refurbishedness, and we got money. And by money, I mean that's Lightning Lane and Genie Plus, Doug.
I think out of the things there that we got new that we should all cherish is just Genie. The itinerary planner is fantastic. I got off Buzz, rope drop Buzz with a billion other people the other day, and I don't know why they were all doing it. Then as I got off, the people ahead of me went straight to Carousel of Progress.
So you're being facetious on this.
Oh, yes. I'm always facetious. But this was in the hour extra opening. So this is not general public, and you went to Carousel of Progress. I love me Carousel of Progress. I am not knocking on Carousel of Progress like I do Country Bears. I like to go on it. But you could go on that anytime. This is Christmas week.
Yep.
Like, you don't need to do it in this hour.
Don't need to rope drop that one.
Tomorrowland Speedway or Astro Orbiters.
So that's why you like Genie Plus, because it's putting your competition away from you.
Genie, no, just Genie.
Oh,
regular Genie. Genie Plus doesn't do that. Genie would have told you to, wait 30 minutes, then do it. They like to give you plenty of time to meander around the park.
Buy things.
Yeah, it's weird. So we got restaurants. We got the Creperie.
Yep. Which I did not get to eat at. I'm bummed out.
Which is a sit down and a window. There's 2 options. So that's one cool thing. Different crepes at them, but just slightly. But we also got Space 220.
Finally. That was supposed to open like a year before.
I can't believe that beat Tron.
Really? You know what? That makes, At the race that they were going, good restaurant, not great, definitely a little overpriced.
Weird. You're paying for the experience.
The experience that you're not really getting.
Yeah. It's you got to do it though.
But one of the best cocktails I've had on property. So, there you go. Except the bar also faces the wrong way, so
decide that.
It's still
You're looking away from the
I need to
main
get back to that. I
attraction.
want to go back to that restaurant on a lunch hour sometime, but I don't even know if you and I are putting it on our trip in April.
No,
Nope. Okay, never
no,
mind. We
we're
aren't.
already going to space,
That's
real
true.
space.
Yes.
We're going on a space trip where there has to be a disclaimer, not really in space. There's no
Man, I hope
disclaimer
this
on Space 220.
out of all the things we're doing in 2022, man, I really hope that is the one that in a year from now we do this show and that's all
That's
we
all we
talk
talk about.
about. Yeah,
We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
that's true.
What else did we get in 2021? We got trams and churros back, and
We got
people
things back. That's kind of
got
the
things
big
back.
thing. You know, things
It's
no
like,
longer shut down.
congratulations, you did the bare minimum, but not even, because we still don't have Fantasmic. We don't have Star Wars fireworks. We don't have Enchanted Tales with Belle in any way, shape, or
We don't
form.
have character meetings the way, especially for characters. I don't
I,
even get it.
the hugging I get is gross. That's always been gross.
Okay, but still, the being able
Kids
to get a
touch the
close
same.
picture.
You can't touch them.
No,
Just can't touch them. But I'm good with meeting Mickey this way. I don't know
no.
why we didn't have a
Oh,
photo pass photographer. I'm good with it because
I'm not.
I'm less awkward, Derek.
You are, but still, I want. I
But
want to
like,
be.
why don't we have Mickey meeting at Animal Kingdom?
Yeah,
Right?
makes
Like
sense.
we have them at Epcot and at Magic
Magic.
Kingdom.
Yep.
At Hollywood Studios, we just have Minnie, and Minnie has very limited hours. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think they can even bring up park capacity anymore until they get kind of a handle on the character meetings. Hopefully, 2022. Hopefully, sometime this coming year, we're back to normal ish when it comes to character meet and greets.
Yeah, that'd be good. We need a few more restaurants back. We need characters back in the restaurants, and then we'll be in a lot better shape from 2021. 2022 is the
Will
year
a
of the,
dining plan come back this year, Doug?
they said it would.
Okay.
They said it would, and
I'm thinking you. They
when
said trams were going to come back like, forever ago. So, but there you go. When do you
they
think it comes
said,
back this year?
I do not know,
Okay.
but I can tell you
After spring break?
my wife would really like it to come back sooner rather than later
I'm sure
because
she would.
there are a lot of people that it makes sense for. I know the hardcore Disney planners poo-poo it,
Not
but
me. I
there is
love it.
some
Love
very
it. Yep.
nice about having your vacation paid for. It
Yep.
minimizes expenses once you're
Exactly.
there, less
Get
surprises.
some character meet and greet
And
meals
if you
done.
have good advice on what to book, you come out ahead.
Yep. Exactly. Oh,
So,
come back
yeah.
this year soon. So, all right, Doug, other things in this previous year, we need to talk about our favorite Disney movie. What was that for you?
Jungle Cruise.
With Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Hey, we saw that together.
Yeah.
You bought me a ticket, so thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, that was I did the Jungle Cruise twice on this last trip on purpose.
Okay.
We
There
had
you
2
go.
days, 2 half days in the Magic Kingdom essentially, and the Jungle Cruise was priority 1, 2, and 3 for me. And because every ride is different, the jokes are slightly different. It's also the Jingle Cruise right now, which I enjoy. So yeah, Jungle Cruise was my favorite movie.
You haven't seen mine yet.
Ah,
You see it tomorrow. So, Spider-Man
I'm-
No Way Home.
I am seeing a Sony movie tomorrow, Derek.
Oh, okay. So you're saying this is not a
So,
Disney movie?
It's not a Disney movie. It won't be shown on a Disney ship. It's not a Disney movie.
Okay. Well,
That
I'm
is
still
Sony.
putting.
You gotta pick something else.
Nope, I picked Spider-Man No Way Home. That is my
It's
favorite
not a
movie this
Disney
last
movie.
year. Yeah, and we'll talk more about that on Patreon. So Doug's seeing the movie tomorrow, and we're going to discuss after he gets out.
Tomorrow from when we're recording.
Yeah,
this.
so this has already been out by now. We're recording this in advance because
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah. So, all right, I'll let you cheat, I guess.
I get you knew that was coming, didn't you?
I did, but it's not a Disney movie, Derek.
Okay. All right.
I mean, notice neither of us pick Eternals.
No. In fact, I haven't seen it yet still.
It is not a movie for an average comic book fan.
Okay.
I mean, or average comic book movie fan. It's hardcore nerdy stuff.
All right.
Anywho,
Well,
your
favorite
next.
movie. We have to go into favorite TV show, Doug. What was your favorite show from this last year on
You're
Disney
talking
Plus?
Disney Plus or
Disney Plus show.
I so when we're recording this, the finale hasn't come out for Hawkeye,
No.
but I really think it's Hawkeye. I really like Loki, but I think Hawkeye has just been a little better. I think the give and take between Kate Bishop and Hawkeye is good. Both actors are phenomenal. Similar to what we had in Loki with the two leads. I but I think I like Hawkeye is a little more based in reality. Where Loki, you're kind of like, we're doing what now? We're doing this? Who is this guy? How many timelines are there? Like, I don't have to think
Yeah.
when I watch Hawkeye. I get to enjoy. But with Loki, the nerd in me has to be like, well, what was that a reference to? Like, where, after watching Hawkeye, I can just say, like, bro to people.
That makes sense. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. One, I wish the Book of Boba Fett had come out by now because it does technically come out this year. That
Yeah.
might, you never know, might. So we'll put that in next year's. I do have a bonus. Mighty Ducks, watching with my
Yeah.
son, was the highlight of my Friday night. Like that for, I forget how many weeks, 10 weeks. We watched it religiously every Friday at about
Yep.
7 o'clock.
Me
And
too.
it brought so much joy for me and him to be able to have a show together, me to be able to live kind of vicariously through my old Mighty Ducks phase. Harry Man, one of our patrons, actually sent my son a jersey. So that show means a lot. I'm annoyed that Emilio Estevez is not going to be in next season.
Yeah.
But that show was phenomenal. We actually watched it again with my daughter because about 3/4 of the way through, she's like, maybe I would like this show. And then she ended up liking it as well. But for when it comes to Marvel, I agree with all your Hawkeye stuff. I really hope it finishes strong. And I think it could become my favorite Avengers-esque Disney Plus show. But if I'm going to put one that's already done, I'm still putting Captain America and and Winter Soldier in there. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. Well,
Yeah.
they changed
They
the
changed the
on
title at
last
the end.
episode.
So
Yeah.
I really love that. I think it could have been near perfect if it wasn't for COVID and some of the rewrites at the last minute. But
Yeah.
it definitely was a great show that took on a lot of things and was what I needed, especially at the time.
My honorable mention goes to Bad Batch. I did not
Still have
expect.
not finished that, Doug. I'm
I did
annoyed.
not
Okay.
expect to like that as much as I did. The first episode, I think I was like, "Oh my gosh, this Omega character is gonna drive me insane." And then by the end, you actually care about her,
Okay.
and
I need to keep
it
going.
it takes a while, but boy, it gets you, and it's animated, so it's a longer series, but 2022 is going to be the year of
Oh
Star
my
Wars
gosh, there's
series.
so many things
we
coming
get,
out. Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and Andor.
Yep. Obi-Wan
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for Obi-Wan.
and Bad Batch season 2.
Okay. And then don't we get the Rogue Squadron in there as well?
No,
Oh, never mind. Thought that was
that one's delayed. So,
yeah, bummer. But still, a lot of
yeah,
great things
a
coming.
lot of things, and it kicks off right at New Year's, basically. So exciting.
Yeah, Boba Fett, definitely cannot wait for that show. A lot of good things coming. And I know they have a lot of things like Marvel's got She-Hulk and Baby Groot and a bunch of things coming out as well.
And I think if we had to rank all the Marvel things this year, my least favorite was What If.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That was the animation was like
No, I love the animation. That wasn't the issue.
I didn't. I
It's
just
the overall
couldn't.
story.
And if we have to talk about the worst Star Wars thing, Visions.
The first episode was great, and then it fell apart very fast. Very, very fast.
I get what they were doing. It was a bunch of different creators making a bunch of different things, but give me an actual story instead of a bunch of stuff that's not canon. don't make me sit through stuff that has not going to be canon, never will be canon, never could be canon. There's a reason I don't watch all the Lego Star Wars stuff, because they're very clear on it's not canon, won't be canon, isn't canon.
The holiday special was funny. So was
It
the
was. I
Halloween
watched
episode.
that. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't watch it all, but
So yeah, this next year is going to be really great when it comes to both film and television. But what else is going to be great this year, Doug, is all the trips that we already have planned, because some of them had to get moved back this way as well. So any big trips you're looking forward to in 2022?
well, right now, tentatively on the docket, we have a wish for
Yep, so do
June.
we.
We
August.
don't know which wish we're wishing on. We're either doing the first public
Hashtag
three
go to
nights.
both.
I wish. Ha.
Ah,
We have the first 3 night booked and the first 4 night booked. We're gonna have to make a decision on which one we do, because we're not gonna do both. And then right after that is our Greek cruise. So, and we were waffling between a Royal cruise or Disney cruise, but after our Thanksgiving cruise and how much the kids did and loved it, and just the family time we got out of it, we're like, well, that solved that. I mean, there's no more question. Disney is worth it. And so, yeah, we have that. Nothing else really on the books. There's some
except
things
for Galactic
tentatively.
Star
Galactic Star
Cruiser.
which
You and me in August or
April.
April. Sorry,
April.
start with the A. There you go.
April. We actually get off on my birthday.
Yeah,
the
that's
thing
gonna be
that kicked us
exciting.
off. I didn't even realize that for like 3 weeks after we booked it.
I'm really
I
excited
was-
for this trip, and this episode hopefully is our biggest episode when we review it.
Yeah. If not, we're gonna have to answer to the sponsor. But so I don't know what we wear on it, because the last thing that came out sounded like you almost have to cosplay, Derek.
I'm in. I will cosplay all day, but I will bring only Star Wars gear to it as well. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now, so I'll be good.
So Michelle keeps threatening over the last year to throw away my R2 suitcase, because
No,
he's got
don't do that. That guy's
he's got like 2 bum wheels. He's been
take
through
him
some
to the
things.
droid depot, and you'll be good.
He's seen some action, right? And it's obvious. He's squeaky. He pulls one direction. Like when we get off the airplane, we kind of just whatever bag you grab, and you go, because we did 5 carry-ons almost all year, all the trips. And when Michelle ends up with R2, it's just a lot of cussing at me, like,
That
because
happens.
all the other bags roll real nice, and R2's like, yeah,
That's
not gonna
what
make it.
R2 sounds like.
No, that's because he's broken, and so I'm hoping R2 can
Survives?
make it.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's definitely going on a Star Cruiser.
I got a couple trips actually booked before then. I have one in January at Beach Club and one in March, our spring break. So spring break now, Doug, as we've gotten to the age I've now realized is just booked a year in advance.
Yeah.
So we're taking our kids to the Riviera. Excited for that one. But especially with kids getting older, man, spring break is kind of the time we're going to travel.
Yep. Samantha has a high school band trip to Branson over spring break.
That sounds fun.
Michelle
I've
is
been to
chaperone.
Branson. Ooh.
I mean, it's one of those things where you'll have fun with your friends no matter where you go,
Oh, yeah.
right? But Michelle's chaperoning in Branson.
Sounds so great.
I kind of think we'll have to do a Patreon trip report from
I'm
her.
down for
That
that.
would
That'll be a good one. Yeah, we also have a trip. I know we have a trip. We'll be going for sure in August because we have the Wish, and then we're trying to plan a trip in November with some friends. So definitely. Well, my kids have annual passes, so we have a bunch of like nickel and dime trips, like trying to take all the kids down or trying to take my sons. You did this. You took your son and his best friend,
10th
and so we're
birthday,
trying
yeah.
to do that as well with my son and his best friend. Their parents would never be able to do Disney, and so we're like, hey, we got annual passes, not much more, so let's do it. So one way we're trying to bless other people with some Disney this year.
Very cool, but mostly Galactic Star Cruiser.
Oh yeah, that's it. Might have to go twice. No, probably not. That's expensive.
My favorite thing is Michelle had me looking through my dining reservations on my future plans in the app, right?
Yep.
She's like, make sure we don't have anything else because we kind of move some stuff around and cancel things and forget to cancel things. She's like, make sure we don't have anything we've forgotten to cancel, right? And I'm looking through, and I'm scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Then, poof, Crown of Corellia dinner. I was like, yes,
Nice.
we.
Don't
That's
cancel
the
that.
no. I don't know if I could if I
I
wanted
know.
to. But yeah, it says reservation at 4:30 p.m.
That's
So
a
I
little.
don't. I evidently we're on the senior cruise.
Okay, sounds good. That you know what? Ironically, that works for me because I eat
It
dinner
does.
stupid early
Me
anyway.
too.
People make fun of me all the time. So there you go. That is the year in a nutshell, with a few things to look forward to for next year.
I like it.
There you
I'm
go.
ready. Come on,
Good. So
2022.
happy New Year to everyone who's listening, who have made it this far, especially if you're trying to count down to the new year while listening to this episode. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. But yeah, if you want to take a trip this year to any of the Disney parks or Disney cruise, hit up Michelle. She would love to get you a quote for 2022. Definitely going to be a good year to travel, Doug. That end of story. I think this is going to be more of what we had back in 2019.
Yeah, it's getting there. Still got to be cautious, be smart,
Yep,
but
we're almost
it's
there.
coming. It's coming.
There we go. So, all right. Well, we want to hear from you guys. What were some of your highlights? What was your favorite show? What was your favorite movie? What was your favorite trip this last year? We're going to be asking all those things on our social media. So, at Rope Drop Radio, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, please leave a review because we need them and we want to start off strong for the new year. But that is it. So, for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.